trader. Welcome back, traders. This Monday, September 11th. Had a great day in the market today. Let's jump right into it. My first trade of the day was TEVA. This hit the scanners this morning on a gap up. As you can see, you're looking at a 15-minute chart. It closed Friday around 15:52. We had this huge gap this morning. My entry was anything above this level right here, 1742. So when the market opened up, we had a liquidation break. Everybody who had bought overnight pretty much started selling their stock first thing in the morning. So we got this big 15-minute red candle to the downside. Very next candle was a bullish candle, but let me move it on a 5-minute chart so you can kind of see the entry on a 5-minute. So this is the candle we saw on the first 15-minute chart. Then we got this bottom and tail. Sellers could no longer push this stock lower. Buyers stepped in, and my entry was going to be anything above this high of 1758 with increased volume. So that came on the very next candle. I got long right here at 1765. On the 1-minute chart, you can see get a better feel of what I was thinking. So on the 1-minute chart right here, this candle got long to 1765. We got volume increase from, I guess the previous candle was 500,000 up to 762,000 shares. So took a long position at 1765. Stayed in on this pullback because my stop was right here at 1736. I normally would have done the low, but I had it at 1736 where this moving average kind of crossed in. So 1736 was my stop. We pushed higher. So at 10%, I actually sold, not 10%, 10 cent. I sold a quarter of my position. So roughly right here, sold a quarter of my position right there at 954. Then switched to a 5-minute chart, and the stock pretty much took off from there. So I sold half the position at 1826. We got this pullback. I actually entered in another 2,000 shares on this pullback. So right here, 1821, this volume spike. I bought 2,000 more shares with my remaining 250 for the next leg up. And we got that, and I exited the trade at 1851. As you can see, it's still going up a little bit. However, I'm no longer in it. Those of you that are, congratulations, you made more money than I did, but I made what I wanted to make, so I'm happy with that. So that was TEVA. It hit our scanners as a low float stock, gapping up, increased volume. It was a great setup. You know, let all these sellers get out of the stock first thing this morning. Took a long position over this high, this doji high right here. Had volume increase, rolled it up. You know, once you find that wave, stay on that wave. Don't let it don't get knocked off your surfboard. Stay on there, because you can make good money. Next trade was ES Minis, which they are having a phenomenal day today. So I took a long position above this high, 2480. So I got in roughly 2480.50, and I sold out on this candle 2481.50. So the ES is actually picking up steam, man. I think I told y'all last week, if we can get above 79, which was right here, I'll be a buyer. So we get above this level, 74, I'm sorry. I get above this level, I'll be a buyer of the ES Minis. I did buy some last night around 1237 at this 2472 area. held those to the pre-market, roughly around here, right here, 24.74. I got out of those, so made some good money on the ESs today, roughly $3,000 on the ES minis. Got a U-shaped bottom forming, some support right here, 24.78. So this is a buy candle right here, about to make a new high. You could actually ride this all the way up to probably 86. Would be a good exit, because we do have, what's this? You know, the high is actually 24.88. So we're close to that high. Normally we hit that high. If we don't get increased volume, then it will pull back. But if volume picks up, continue to hold it. So that was the ES trade. Next trade was TAHO. Hit the pre-market scanner as a gapper. You can see this big gap from 641, I mean, roughly 477. So that's a huge gap. Got some moving averages below us. Next moving average is up here, this 200 period moving average at 791. So it was long this this stock from the jump, and this actually was a phenomenal setup. Phenomenal setup on this stock. So we're looking for the first candle to make a new high with increased volume. We got this pullback. Here's the high, overnight high, 725. We're getting a pullback. Market open up. Get our little liquidation break from the pre-market buyers. Looking for the first candle to make a new high. Here's our entry candle. 746 was our entry. We got an increase in volume, and we scaled out accordingly. I bought 3,000 shares, scaled out every 10 cents. So as we moved up, scaled out at 661, and my last exit was roughly 677. I did not catch this high up here up to $7. I did not get that. Hey, just luck of the draw. Can't be mad. But made the money I needed to make off of it. It was a great setup. First candle to make a new high off increased volume. You got to look for that volume. If you don't get other people buying into what you're buying, it's probably not going to go up. It may go sideways, but you're not going to get that spike up you need. So I always look for increased volume on the way up, or increased volume on the way down. More people buying, more people selling, and that's what you want to see. So this was a great trade. You know, got in on this candle right here, 646, scaled out right here, 655, scaled out again at 663, then 677. So roughly every 10 cents I was scaling out of a position of 3,000 shares. So that was a good trade. Terrible trade. This trade right here was a terrible trade. MRNS. Terrible trade. Great idea. Did not stick to my fundamentals, which is sell at every 10 cent range, because if I would have actually been stopped out of this trade making money versus taking a loss. So this very first candle, I bought over this overnight high of 489. It pushed higher, $5. Didn't take any off the table. It pushed higher, 533. Didn't take any off the table. 544. Didn't take any off the table. Not sure why I didn't, other than just being dumb and thinking it can go forever. But it was a terrible mistake, because the very next candle, boom, dropped back down in my face, and I ended up stopping out right here, 449. And I think that was, if I'm mistaken, MRNS, yeah, that was like a $2,250 loss. I'm not sure why I was so, I don't know if you want to call it starstruck or in a daze with this trade. I don't know if I had a little lag in my step from over the weekend, but this was my first loss this morning, and it was a big one. So learn from your mistakes. You know, you can learn from winners, but you can learn even more from losers. And the things you can learn will keep you profitable in the future. You know, so I need to always scale out, make that 10-cent hit, go ahead and scale out, sell some shares, make another 20 cents, scale out, sell some shares. Just stay positive. Don't want to hold stuff all the way to the top and just let it fall back on you. You know, that's not fun. It's not fun because it was a gapper. You know, closed yesterday at Friday at 313, opened this morning at 482, so over 100%. I mean, not 100%. I'm sorry, over 10% gap up, and it would have been a great trade. You know, if I would have scaled out accordingly as it was going up. Take profits off the table as it's going up. Take profits. It's not gonna go up forever, but if you can ride the wave while it is, then you'll be in good shape. Next trade was Hertz, our famous rounded bottom pattern formation. Also a stock that I've been trading a lot lately. Let's look at Hertz on a 5-minute chart. You can see that rounded bottom. So Hertz gets a push up to 23.89. Sellers step in the market, start pushing this thing back down. It finds a low down here around 22. Buyers step back in, form a support level at 22.25, and boom, off to the races. Great trade. With a rounded bottom, it's two places you can enter. You can be conservative and enter at the top of the U, which would have been up here, this open. So you got this U shape right here, and this will be the actual top. So you can enter right there, or be more aggressive and look for, once the consolidation stops, which is this right here, this whole area from 22.29 up into 22.59. That whole area is area consolidation, and what you're looking for is a spike in volume. So volume is increasing little by little, and once you get a spike, which will be this candle right here, because you get this big spike, roughly 275,000 shares, go long. You know, enter this trade, put a stop, roughly 10 cents. So if you can get in right here, 22.93, you get a stop at 22.83, and then ride it up. It's simple trading. When you stick to the plan and you stick to the actual pattern and what the pattern means, then your trading becomes a lot simpler. But when you want to, you know, be gun-ho like I was on MRNS and do what you want to do, you end up losing money. This is an easy game to play if you play by the rules. You know, this trading game, if you play by the rules of the game, you can make a lot of money. If you choose not to play by the rules of the game, you can lose a lot of money. So this is a great trade for today. You know, you got this U-shaped pattern. It looks like a U. Some people call it a rounded bottom, but for me, it looks more like a U-shaped pattern. I actually entered in right here at 22.59. I was a little more aggressive on it and rolled it up to here, 23.12. Took profits off the table, scaled out half at 22.92. Sold the last piece at 23.14. So that was Hertz. Hertz was a great trade. So 5 trades a day. The ES trade, Hertz, MRNS, TAHO, and TEVA. I still am holding this Snapchat as a swing trade. It's against me a little bit. Well, I ain't gonna say a little bit, a lot. Got in back here at 15.51. Currently sitting at 15.17. I have my stop right here at 14.80. Let me show you on a daily what we're looking at. My stop is actually Well, it is. It's right here, 1480. That's my stop. We do have this 9-period moving average. So kind of touched that and bounced back up, which is great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So we can push higher the rest of the day. Probably close up here around this 1530 area. That'd be great. Then get a push higher tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Could get to that 1636. If not, if it rolls over, hits my stop at 1480, I'll be stopped out. Like I said, I got in at 1551. So that's roughly a 50-cent loss on 3,000 shares, which is 5 times 3, roughly $1,500 loss. But if we go up, hey, it's a $3,000 gain. So 3-to-1 ratio. That's it for today. I'm the Bearded Trader. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Stock Twits, and Twitter. I got more content coming to YouTube about trend recognition, chart patterns, technical analysis, do some risk management. How do I find my stocks, entry and exits, profit loss, and some emotional balance. You know, this game can make you unstable emotionally. You can get high, you can get low. You know, when you see money coming in your account, you get real excited. When you see it going out, you can get real depressed. So how do you stay even balanced when trading? Got content coming soon for that. With that said, enjoy the rest of y'all's day. I'm the Bearded Trader.